Let's be honest, we all dream of that perfect vacation, right? But sometimes just getting there feels like the most stressful part of the whole trip. So in this explainer, we're going to distill some incredible secrets from the pros to turn all that chaos into a smooth, amazing adventure. I mean, vacations are supposed to be relaxing. That's the whole point. It's about recharging, making memories, not navigating a minefield of stress. So why does the act of traveling often feel like a full-time job? You've got the packing, the airport madness, that little fear of the unknown. It can feel like anything but relaxing. And you know what? That's a super common feeling, but it absolutely doesn't have to be a reality. So, we've dug into what the top travel experts have to say to make your next journey your smoothest one yet. Because the secret is this: with a little bit of smart planning up front, you can totally eliminate the drama and focus on the good stuff, actually enjoying where you're going. Okay, so first things first, a truly stress-free trip, it starts way, way before you even think about leaving the house. We're talking about the pre-trip blueprint. If you get this foundation right, you've already won half the battle before you've even packed a single sock. Let's break down this foundational checklist. 3 super simple steps that will save you from the biggest travel headaches. First, book in advance. I'm talking flights, hotels, any must-do activities. It saves you money and that last-minute panic. Second, get travel insurance. Seriously, don't skip this. It's your safety net for everything from cancellations to medical emergencies. And third, copy your documents. Just snap a photo of your passport and reservations on your phone. If the originals ever go missing, you'll be so glad you did. Now, here's maybe one of the biggest travel hacks out there. Your timing is everything. Look at the difference here. If you can travel in the off-season, or even this shoulder season, right before or after the peak crowds, you're going to find cheaper rates, way fewer people, and just a whole lot less stress. It can completely change the vibe of your trip. And let's talk money, because nothing, and I mean nothing, is more stressful than your card getting frozen when you're in another country. Just give your bank a quick heads up about your travel dates. It takes 2 minutes. Also, it's a really good idea to know what your card's foreign transaction fees are so there are no nasty surprises on your bill. The pro move? Carry a mix of local cash for small stuff and use your cards for the big purchases. All right, let's tackle the beast. The universal challenge for every traveler on the planet: packing. The goal here isn't just about cramming everything into a suitcase. It's about packing smart, so you're not lugging around extra weight, physically or mentally. And that brings us to the great luggage debate: checked bag versus carry-on only. Look, checking a bag is just inviting risk, right? It can get lost, you have to wait forever at the baggage claim, but going carry-on only, you are in complete control. Everything's with you, you breeze past the carousel, and honestly, it forces you to pack smarter, which is so freeing. So you might be asking, okay, but how do I actually pack that light? Well, here is a genius, super simple rule to live by: the 5-4-3-2-1 method. 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 pairs of shoes and accessories, 2 jackets, 1 watch. It's a simple little framework that stops you from packing all those just-in-case items that, let's be real, you never actually wear. And listen, whether you check a bag or not, some things are absolute non-negotiables for your carry-on. We're talking all your medications, a portable power bank and chargers — that thing is your lifeline — and of course, your passport and documents. Here's a pro tip: always, always pack 1 extra change of clothes in there. If your checked bag gets delayed, you will thank me later. And don't forget your essential toiletries and a reusable water bottle. Okay, so you're packed like a pro, you're ready to go. Now let's talk about the journey itself. A little bit of smart prep on travel day can be the difference between a frantic, sweaty rush and a totally calm, cool, collected experience. Let's walk through a perfect airport timeline. First, 24 hours before your flight, check in online and download that boarding pass. That is a huge time saver. For an international trip, getting there 3 hours early isn't being paranoid. It's just building in a buffer for any surprises. And when you get to security, have your liquids and laptop out and ready before you're at the front of the line. See? This simple flow turns the airport from a stress zone into a place where you can actually kick back and relax before you fly. You know, modern tech is solving so many old travel headaches, and the eSIM is a perfect example of this. So instead of desperately hunting for a local SIM card the second you land, you can just download a data plan right to your phone before you even leave home. It means you're connected the moment the plane's wheels touch the ground. It is an absolute game changer. Your phone is basically your travel Swiss Army knife, so you want to load it up with the right tools. Download offline maps for your destination. That way you're never truly lost, even without data. Get your airline's app for real-time updates on your flight. A translator app, it can break down any language barrier. And having a rideshare app ready to go makes getting out of the airport a total breeze. All right, you did it. You navigated the airport, you survived the flight, and you are officially at your destination. That first hour in a new place can really set the tone for your whole trip, so let's make sure it's a great one. You've landed. Now what? I mean, that's the big question, right? It's a moment that can feel pretty overwhelming. You're tired, you're in a place you don't know. So what's the plan? Just having a clear answer to that question is half the battle. When we're talking about money, the advice from the pros is super clear. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. You want a little bit of local cash for those immediate things like a taxi or a bottle of water, but for bigger purchases like your hotel or a nice dinner, use a travel or credit card. It's more secure, and you'll usually get better rates. It's all about that smart, balanced approach. And here's a tip that costs absolutely nothing, but pays off in huge ways. Just learn 2 simple phrases in the local language, hello and thank you. Seriously, it makes all the difference. It shows respect, it opens doors, and it can totally change the way people interact with you. It's a tiny gesture with a massive impact. So, we've covered the plans, the packing, all the practical stuff. But the final and maybe most important piece of the stress-free puzzle is all about your mindset. This is what ties everything together. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Relax and go with the flow. The best travel stories come from the unexpected. Because look, things are going to go wrong. A flight will get delayed, you'll take a wrong turn, but if you can learn to just embrace that stuff as part of the adventure, those are the moments that often become the best stories. And that really gets to the heart of why we do all this prep. See, the preparation isn't about trying to control every single second of your trip. It's actually the opposite. It's about creating the freedom to enjoy the spontaneous moments. It's what lets you say yes to that unexpected invitation or that random detour. So when you think about it, the real question isn't just where are you going next, but how are you going to get there? A stress-free journey is a choice you make long before you leave. And by traveling smarter, you're not just avoiding hassles, you're empowering yourself to see the world as the incredible adventure it's truly meant to be. So, ready for that adventure?